My name is Nicole Cowley, and I don't have any nicknames that I go by that I can think of that I want to share, but I'm your chiropractor tech, of course. One movie that I can watch over and over again, that's hard because now with, smart TVs, you have apps on your TV, and I actually find myself watching a ton of YouTube lately, and TED Talks and keynote speeches and, local news firms. So I'm rarely watching movies, but I really like, just the romantic comedies, like the cheesiest probably movies out there are the ones that I watched on repeat. So maybe In Her Shoes would be the one that I watched the most last. Thrill activity. I'm not much of a thrill seeker anymore. I say anymore. The biggest thrill is probably from when I was like 12 years old is all I was, and I went parasailing. We went recently over spring break to Florida, and it was, I was asked by my uncle if I wanted to go parasailing. I was like, no, I didn't know the dangers when I went when I was younger. It was just fun. Speaking to women chiropractors is something that is so dear to my heart. Chiropractor tech. I specifically niche down what I'm doing to chiropractors, and not in a business strategy of targeting a group. Well, obviously it has that benefits, but because that's where I relate. So, my passion, my love, what I really understand is technology and social media engagement, connecting people together. And then in that, my aunt's a chiropractor. And so I really do. She was actually the president of the Gonstead Seminars, the only female president of the Gonstead Seminars. So while that's not my path or journey, I definitely have watched her and mentored under her in so many ways. I didn't become a chiropractor. That wasn't my path. Science wasn't something that I was necessarily good at, just to be blatantly honest. It's like if you're really bad at math, there are certain things you shouldn't do. And, I just really wasn't good at science, and I wasn't good at memorization, and it didn't interest me in that nature. But chiropractic is something that I've always found to be so important. So not being a chiropractor, I can't give you my most embarrassing moment in the office, but I've had a lot of embarrassing moments. Oh my goodness. Especially going live and really getting out of your comfort zone and putting yourself out there. When all of this started out, Periscope was the first thing that you could utilize really from a mass level and from your smartphone to go live and then immediately, put it out there through social media channels. And so, there were some embarrassing moments. One time I just stopped and I just was like, and somebody came on. That's what it was. It was somebody that came on, and they were from high school, and it totally just stopped me in my tracks. I didn't know what to say, and then I didn't move forward. I just shut the video off. So that's probably one of the most embarrassing that comes to mind. But there's been, just a lot of live moments. You're live. You're in the moment. It has that nature to it. But looking back on it, it always makes for good moments. This is a hard one for me because I've been to so many seminars and in my whole career. So seminars across the board, from motivational to religious seminars, to I've gone to a lot of business seminars. I've seen political figures do keynote speeches. Now a lot of chiropractic seminars, and obviously relating it more directly to that. I guess it would... Oh, that would be a tough one for me. So here's an interesting response I'll answer. So if I could only see one more person live on stage, I would like to see somebody that I actually haven't seen yet. And that is my aunt, Dr. Sherry Goebel. A struggle that I've overcome, not being a woman chiropractor, but absolutely in the women chiropractic industry. In sales, I travel. So selling chiropractic software, and then also with chiropractor tech, I've been to events, and I've had things happen on both stances occur. So with chiropractor tech, it's a product that I started out with as a guide, and then I went into individual consulting. And the way that I do my consulting is all online. So I can look at you as far as your Google profile, your reviews, your Facebook page, legitimately see that you are who you say you are, and that you have a practice and you're a chiropractor and you're wanting my services. And we went from there. But there was a point where somebody that I was working with, and somebody that I was actually working with on a pretty high level, had sent me an email one Thursday to delete all of his social media accounts. Super bizarre. I didn't do anything. And then Monday morning during our call, which we had done every single Monday morning for over a year, he no-showed, and it just wasn't like the individual. So something inside me clicked to Google this person, and he had been arrested over the weekend. So I won't go into the details of that. I think some of it you could probably obviously fill in, but it just makes me consider, and with other things that have occurred in traveling as a female and traveling alone as a female, and it's like, you can put something in your suitcase and bring it with you for protection. You have to be very, very careful there. I had never met this person, but what if, we had planned to meet at some event at some point. So that's probably, I would say, the biggest challenge that I'm overcoming in being independent and going out to these events as a solo female, speaking and stepping into leadership. There's also just, a lot that you take as risk, I guess, is what I'll say.